Hello, my name is Jennifer and I practice traditional Chinese medicine and I teach yoga primarily out of Victoria, BC, Canada. Today we're going to be practicing in the yin tradition, so we'll be holding postures for longer amounts of time, up to about 5 minutes. You'll need a block for this class and maybe you can bring along a blanket as well if you have one handy. Enjoy the class.
To begin class, come onto your back, extend your feet towards the floor. Allow the feet to be wider than the hips. Relax your arms out to the side of the body and allow any tension to completely release. Feel the weight of the bones on the floor, the heaviness of the skull, the pelvis, the heels, and allow your day to drop away, arriving on our mat for our practice. Begin now to turn your attention towards the physical body. Notice any areas of resistance or injury, areas of tension or stress. And begin to also notice areas of openness or spaciousness. Feel the places the physical body contacts the floor, and continue to release any areas of tension. Continue to draw your attention in and down, out of the external environment, and out of the head and into the body. Turn the attention now towards the mind. Notice what you've brought into your practice with you. Maybe there are emotions or thoughts present. Allow them to be here without judgment, manipulation, and simply noticing what is here right now. Allowing the body to soften and staying present with those physical sensations and the contents of the mind. And turn the attention now towards the breath. And without changing the breath, simply notice what it's like right now. Notice the rate of the breath. Is it fast or slow? Observe the depth of the breath. Perhaps it's a little shallow, or maybe it's deeper. Without judgment, simply notice the breath. Where do you feel the breath in your body? Do you feel it in the rise and fall of the belly or the ribs? Perhaps you feel it in more subtle ways, the rocking of the tailbone, the gentle expansion and contraction of the entire body. And once you've come into contact with how the breath is right now, begin to consciously deepen and elongate the breath. You can place your hands on your lower abdomen just below the belly button. Relax any tension in that area and allow the breath to travel all the way down. On the inhale, observe the rise of the belly, and on the exhale, a dropping back. And gently encourage the breath to lengthen and deepen. Full, complete inhale, full, complete exhale. Continue to relax any tension in the body and stay with the breath. And soften the belly and allow the breath to flow effortlessly. Begin to open your eyes. And gently roll onto your right side. Use your upper arm to press your way into a seated position. And we'll begin with our first posture, the wide-kneed child's pose. You can begin to bring your big toes together and your knees wide apart. And gently drape the torso and the head towards the mat. We'll be hanging out in this posture for about 5 minutes, so ensure that you have any support that you may need. You can place a blanket underneath your ankles or your knees. You can also place a blanket between your legs or underneath your head or chest. Find a place that feels comfortable and easeful. Once you've found a place of comfort in this posture, connect with the breath. Feel the rise and the fall of every inhale and exhale. Soften any muscular tension. And stay with that beautiful breath. As you connect with the breath, see if you can bring the breath to the back body. And draw that breath all the way down into the lower lobes of the lungs. Feel the expansion of the lower back, the area of the kidneys and adrenals. Continue to relax your shoulders. And if the mind begins to wander, every time you notice that wandering, just drawing the attention back into the body and back to the presence of the breath. As we transition out of this posture, ensuring that you're moving very slowly and mindfully. Gradually walk your hands back towards your knees, coming into a seated position. And then gradually making your way down onto your belly. Relax your head on your hands, stacking one palm on top of the other, and completely relax the body. Place your attention at the area of your low back, the region of the lumbar spine. Notice the breath at this spot. On the next inhale, we'll come into Sphinx posture, placing the elbows underneath the shoulders, and creating a small back bend in the lumbar spine. Ensure that your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders, relaxing any muscular tension. If you have sensitivities in the spine or the low back, you can engage the inner thighs, draw the heels towards one another, as well as engaging the abdomen. If this is not an issue for your body, you're welcome to relax the body completely. If you have issues with the upper back or shoulders, especially if this posture creates any kind of tension or stress, you can bring the elbows a little bit closer towards the front of the mat. There are a number of main tenets in the yin practice that we're wanting to focus on when practicing in this way. The first is that we come into these shapes and we come up against our resistance. So maybe this is in the physical body, or maybe this is more in the mind. But as we move into the postures, we meet that resistance. Once we've found that area of intensity, we relax, allowing all of the musculature that is not needed to completely let go. This letting go allows us to activate the connective tissue in the body. The connective tissue is a more fragile type of tissue that requires longer held postures. So when we come into these passive receptive shapes, we pressurize this tissue in an appropriate way in order to increase fluids, and blood, chi, and prana to certain areas. This increase in fluid in the tissue creates a healing response in the body. It helps to increase flexibility and mobility. So in this posture, we're really activating the connective tissue that wraps around the vertebrae of the lower spine, all of the tendons and ligaments. This kind of posture is wonderful for people who sit at desks all day in chairs, because as we age, we start to lose this natural lumbar curve in the spine. On the next exhale, slowly releasing, coming down towards the floor. Extend the elbows out to the side of the mat. And draw your attention towards the area of the lumbar spine. Feel the rise and the fall of the breath. On the next inhale, press the palms into the floor. Press yourself back onto all fours. The palms are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees directly underneath the hips. And on the next inhale, let's draw the right knee towards the front of the mat, coming into pigeon posture. Place the shin down on the ground, on the mat, and square the hips towards the front of the mat. Extend your left leg out behind you. You may want to place something underneath the hip or the thigh of the extended leg. This is especially important if you're really high off the mat. And check in with the front knee. Ensure that there's no major sensation coming from the knee. If there's a little bit, you can press the palms in towards the floor and draw the weight back into the hips. You can flex the front ankle, press that ankle in towards the floor. And if the knee is still speaking to you, I would suggest coming onto your back and taking eye of the needle. So if you'd like to take eye of the needle, you can come onto your back and place your right ankle on your left knee. Draw your legs towards the body and thread the arms through the legs. Relax the upper body and the shoulders towards the ground. This creates the same kind of tension or stress in the hips and groin without so much pressure on the knees. So once we've found a place of ease and comfort, and coming back to the presence of the breath. Relaxing any physical tension, any holding or resistance. Deep, complete inhale, deep, complete exhale. So as we come into these postures and we find a place of appropriate stress, we relax the physical body. We resolve to be fairly still. This is the point in which we can engage our mindfulness practice. So this practice of yoga is a training for the body and the mind. And to begin, we simply stay with this present moment. It's a kind of concentration practice, returning over and over again to the breath in the body. On the next inhale, slowly coming up. Take your time and press the hands into the floor, tuck the back toe, and lift that front knee. And coming back onto all fours. Just taking a few mindful movements, swaying the hips from left to right. And we'll move on to the opposite side, drawing the left knee towards the front of the mat and extending the right leg out behind you. Remember, you can grab any props that you might need, placing something underneath your head, underneath your left hip or the right thigh. If this doesn't feel right for your body today, you can come onto your back and take eye of the needle on this side, placing your left ankle on top of your right knee, threading your arms through the legs and drawing the legs towards the body. Relax your shoulders and your upper back. Whatever posture you've chosen to take, relaxing all tension, collecting and unifying the attention on the breath. Full, complete inhale, full, complete exhale. As the tension starts to increase or the intensity starts to increase, drawing that attention towards the breath, softening the body, and staying with this present moment. On the next inhale, slowly coming up, press the palms into the floor, tuck the back toe, lift that front knee. And taking some mindful movement, swaying the hips from left to right. And come to sit back on your heels, shift onto your hips, and bring your legs out in front of you. We'll come into shoelace posture. Bending the knees, place the right knee on top of the left. Ensure that the sit bones are grounded. The feet are out towards the sides of the hips. And begin to tilt forward. Once you've come to that place of resistance in the body or mind, allow the back to round and the head to drop. If this posture doesn't seem available for your body, especially if the knees are far off one another, you can come into half shoelace, extending the bottom leg towards the front of the mat. Continue to gently ground the sit bones and gently fold forward. If letting your head hang is uncomfortable at all for the neck, I would suggest bringing your head up in alignment with the spine, or bringing your hands to rest underneath your chin to support your head. If there's any pressure at all in the knees, press into the hands on the floor and draw the weight back into the hips. So we're looking for some intensity here in the tissues, but no pain, no sharp shooting pain, especially in the joint sites like the knees. And once we've found that place of intensity yet ease, returning to the breath. So just as we're trying to access the more yin tissues of the body, which are the tendons and ligaments and the connective tissue, we're also looking to activate that yin state of mind, a more passive, receptive state. For many of us, our lives are very busy, very young, externally focused and active, dynamic. This is a time for us to cultivate and build, nurture the yin part of our being, the deeper, darker, softer part of our nature. the next inhale, slowly rolling up. Support your knees and your legs and gently extend your feet towards the front of the mat. You can rest back on your hands and stay with the breath. Observe the sensations in the body, the echo of the posture. Gradually making your way onto the opposite side. Placing the left knee on top of the right. Ground the sit bones and begin to tilt forward. Remember to draw the weight back into the hips. Ensure there's no major sensation in the knees. Once again, you can allow the back to round and the head to drop, or you can also support the head with the hands or another support. And if this posture is not available for you, you can take half shoelace by extending the bottom leg towards the front of the mat and folding forward from this place. Returning to the breath. Deep inhales, observing the rise of the low belly and the fall. Soften any tension in the face, the eyes, the jaw. And as the intensity starts to increase, or maybe the busyness of the mind starts to increase, approaching the experience with gentleness and care. Returning the awareness to the present moment. So this type of practice is a kind of training ground. A place where we can encounter difficulty, resistance, and learn to respond in a kind and gentle way. And As we learn to respond to our difficulty with gentleness on our mat, we're more likely to respond skillfully off the mat. On the next inhale, slowly rolling up, extend your legs towards the front of the mat. Take your time, relax back on your hands. Notice the echo of the posture. Slowly make your way onto your back. Give yourself a hug. Roll from side to side, front to back. And we'll come into a twist. Place the soles of the feet down on the floor. Shift the hips to the left and allow the knees to fall over towards the right side. You can use the right hand to gently guide the knees closer towards the ground. Relax the upper body, the shoulders towards the mat. And eventually the gaze travels over the left side if that's comfortable for the neck. You're also welcome to lift the left arm up towards the ear, creating a little more stretch. Finding stillness of body, mind, and heart. Fully experience the breath in the body. Immerse yourself in the felt sense. is wandering, gradually, gently drawing the attention back. Gently coming back to center, draw the knees up. Release the soles of the feet towards the floor. Shift the hips towards the right and drop the knees over towards the left. You can use your left hand to gently draw the knees closer towards the floor. Extend your hands out to a T beside you. Perhaps the gaze travels over the right fingertips. If it's uncomfortable to bring the gaze over the right side, just allowing the head to rest in neutral. Gaze is directly upwards. And you can also bring your right hand above the head to rest on the floor. If you'd like some additional stretch along the side body. Once you've found that place of resistance and comfort, returning the attention towards the breath and the body. Let yourself open and release. Let yourself be breathed. Feel the way the breath expands and condenses in the body. On the next inhale, draw the knees towards the body, coming back into neutral. Give the knees a hug, and we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow the knees to fall out towards the side of the mat. Connect the soles of the feet, creating a nice wide diamond shape with the legs. Relax the entire body. Feel the weight of the bones. The softness of the breath. And setting that intention to completely let go. Place one palm on your abdomen and one palm on your heart. Notice the presence of the breath. We'll move through a short metta practice or loving kindness practice in order to close our formal yoga practice. This exercise is meant to cultivate the true nature of the heart, our true nature being one of love and compassion, joy and equanimity. Begin by connecting with a feeling of gratitude. Perhaps you're grateful for something that happened today, a person in your life, or an experience that you've had. If you're having difficulty connecting with the feeling of gratitude, you can draw into your mind's eye the image of a child or an animal that you deeply love. Feel the love washing over your body. Allow the gratitude to deeply enter your being. And as you've connected with that feeling in the physical body, you can begin to repeat these phrases of loving kindness silently towards yourself. Allow whatever comes up to naturally arise and acknowledge it with loving kindness, with acceptance. May I be well in body, spirit, and mind. May I be at peace in my internal and external world. May I feel connected, supported, and loved. And may I be healthy, vibrant, and free. And as that feels complete, draw your knees together, extend your legs towards the floor, relax your arms out to the side of the body. Give yourself permission to take up space. The feet can be wider than hip distance. Deeply relax. If this position is at all uncomfortable for the body, especially the low spine, you're welcome to bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor, about hip distance apart, and then allow the knees to fall in towards one another. Coming into our resting posture of Shavasana, a time for integration and letting go. Dropping all that has come before and all that will come after this present moment. Deeply letting go. Begin to slowly invite some movement into the fingers and toes. And as you feel ready, rolling onto your right side. Use your upper arm to press your way into a seated position. You can come into a cross-legged position, placing one ankle in front of the other. You can use a block or a blanket. We're looking for the hips to be a little bit higher than the knees. You can also come into hero's pose, sitting the hips back on the heels. You can place your hands on your legs or in your lap. Relax your shoulders. Lengthen the spine. Find ease in this posture. Feel the foundation of the lower half of the body and the light lifting of the upper half. And bringing the palms of the hands together in Anjali Mudra. This is a mudra of gratitude. Gratitude for our practice and for our teachers. May we bring the benefits of this practice out into the world so that we not only benefit, but all those we're in relation with also benefit. Thank you so much for sharing your practice.